Good morning, class. Chapter 5 will discuss on the theory of production, the concept of production, and the importance of production. Okay, as we go on with the discussion, we will see why production is, or why the concept of production is needed in the world of economics. So, yung kahalagahan ng production concept, makikita natin bakit mamahalaga na malaman ng ating economics or ng ating economy yung konsepto sa pagpo-produce ng mga finished output. So, let's see. So, in this picture, what can you notice? So, as we can see here in the picture, we have many variables that contributes to the final output. Iba't ibang variables, iba't ibang distribution of work. Meron sa product A, meron sa product B, product C, and then merong isa para sa operation ng machine. Ito siya. And then meron din para sa final quality assurance bago siya ilagay sa box, bago i-distribute sa mga consumers. So, in this picture alone, makikita natin yung kahalagahan ng pagpuproduce ng isang or yung the steps o yung iba't ibang steps para ma-produce yung isang final output na gagamitin ng isang consumer. Ang daming involved na variables, ang daming involved na empleyado para makapag-produce ng isang final output. Production comes from different industries. As we can see here, meron tayong iba't ibang products or output na ginagawa sa iba't ibang company kasi nga syempre ang isang consumer ay iba't ibang produkto ang ginagamit, hindi lang naman isa. Each of these products mag-undergo siya ng production. Wala namang isang produkto na basta na lumabas nang walang gumawa. So syempre, bago ilabas yan or bago gamitin natin yung isang produkto o isang item, it undergoes a certain production. Okay? So, iba't ibang produkto siya, iba't ibang production. A hen is only an egg's way to making another egg. So, ibig sabihin ng statement na to is dire-diretso yung production. As long as may gumagamit, dire-diretso lang siya. Yung itlog, magpuproduce ng another inahin para mag-produce na ulit ng isa pa uling itlog. Okay? So, dire-diretso lang siya. As long as meron tayong paggagamitan or kakailanganin natin sa isang sitwasyon or sa buhay natin, it will continue to produce. So, what is the concept of production? We have here goods and services. Basically, goods and services cannot be produced without utilizing the factors of production. So, bago siya maging final output, dadaan muna siya ng factors of production. Bago natin siya ma-utilize into final product, it will undergo a certain factors of production. Sa theory of production naman, it is the fundamental decision of the firm to determine the amount of goods and services to produce and how much factors of production to apply together with other inputs to generate an output with the highest level of efficiency. Okay? So, definition of firm. Later, we will see the importance of theory of production as we go on. Hindi ko na muna siya didiscussin on this slide. Makikita rin naman natin yung efficiency o yung fundamental decision ng isang firm para ma-determine yung kung gaano kadami yung ipoproduce, kung ilang empleyado ang kakailanganin sa isang production na to. So, lahat ng yon mahalagang malaman ng isang firm. Okay? To avoid loss or waste of time and energy. So, a firm is a small business unit involved in producing the profit. Business, company, enterprise, or firm is a legally recognized organization designed to provide goods or services or both to consumers, businesses, and governmental entities. Businesses are predominant in capitalist economies. The theory of production. This chapter deals with a general discussion of production theory with a specific case where the variable one input output depicting the law of diminishing marginal returns, 3 stages of production, and return to scale. So later we will see all these 3. Production is a transformation of inputs into outputs. Inputs are the factors of production or resources. Output is the result that has been created by the inputs. In this case, when labor and capital are combined, there are 2 types of output. We have goods and we have services. So here we can see, okay, output is the result that has been created by the inputs, labor and capital when combined. So these all are inputs. When combined together, it will generate into output. The output naman is ito na yung ating final product or yung final material or item na gagamitin ng consumer. Economic theory of firm begins with the theory of production. Okay, so we have here firm, wherein the basic fundamental of production starts sa firm. Then it papunta dito by inputs. Okay. Now, those inputs will be converted to outputs. And then, those outputs, ibebenta naman ngayon. Okay? Para gamitin ng isang consumer. Okay, sabihin natin na bigas. Okay? So, ang firm, sila yung mga magsasaka o yung nagko-constitute sa plantation ng bigas. Okay? So, from magsasaka itself, bibili siya ngayon ng mga establishments or mga negosyante, ano? May bibili sa kanila. And then yung biniling 'yon, i-convert pa siya sa mismong bigas, okay? Pero syempre, as consumers, hindi ka pa doon bibili. Itong mga na-convert na to sa bigas, pupunta pa sa another chain of production or chain of distribution na sinasabi. Okay? Ito na yung mga maliliit na tindahan, mga groceries, kung saan pwedeng bumili ang consumers. So, as you can see, bago pa makarating sa consumers, ang dami ng pinagdaan ng middleman. These are called middleman. Okay? And if you will notice, may kinalaman yung price sa pagdami ng chain of distribution. The longer the chain, the higher the price. Syempre, each of this one constitutes another increase to the actual price. Tumaas ang presyo bago pa dumating sa consumer. Okay, so this is a typical example of chain of production bago pa dumating sa ating consumers. So there are different types of factors of production. We have land, we have labor, we have capital, we have entrepreneurship. This all constitutes to the final input of production. Lahat ng to mahalaga para magkaroon tayo ng input of production. Okay? So the concept of production, the theory involves some of the most fundamental principles of economics. This includes the relationship between the prices of commodities and the prices of productive factors used to produce them, and also the relationships between the prices of commodities and productive factors. On the other hand, all the quantities of these commodities and productive factors that are produced or used on the other. Okay, naka-explain ko na to kanina, okay? So, same din lang siya. So, we have 2 classifications of production factors. We have fixed and variable. Okay, so ano naman yung fixed? When you say fixed factor, ito yung constant regardless of the volume of the production. What are the examples of fixed factor? Example of this, yun yung mga rental sa building, kuryente, what else? Bayad sa lupa kung meron man. So those are all fixed factor, meaning dumami o lumiit yung total volume of the production, the rental to the building or the space that you occupy will remain the same. Okay? So, yun yung fixed factor or fixed variable. Sa ibang subject natin, ito yung sinasabi na fixed variable tsaka ito nga, fixed factor tsaka variable factor. Okay? Fixed income, variable income na sinasabi. Okay? So, dito, it will remain the same regardless of the volume of the production. Dito naman sa isa, ano naman yung mga variable factor? Changes in the accordance with the volume of production. Okay? So, ano yung mga variable factor na pwede maka-apekto sa volume ng ating production? the price of the materials. Okay? The higher the price, baka makaapekto o yung ating gagamitin sa pagpo-produce ng mga gagamit ng ating mga finished output, finished product, the higher the price, makakaapekto siya sa pagpo-produce ng ating production. Okay? Ano pa? Wages and salaries. Okay? So, yun yung mga pwedeng makaapekto sa volume ng ating production. There are two types of output. We have goods and services. The quality of quantity of labor and capital and all other inputs have a direct impact on the quality and quantity of the outputs. The technology of a firm is the process by which inputs are turned into outputs. As we can see here, okay, from the factory or for the plant or from the plant itself. So, ang dami pa. Ito yung, if you will recall kanina yung previous slide, no? Sabi ko nga, ang dami pang pinagdadaanan bago dumating sa mga consumers. Okay? Hindi naman siya from the factory itself, papunta na agad sa consumers. Wala namang ganun. Okay? So, from the factory itself, doon sa malalaking factories or planta, meron pa siyang pupuntahang isa. Okay? Dito, pwede siyang i-produce ulit into another product. No? And yung another product na yon, doon pa siya pupunta sa, let's say this Unilever. Okay, factory ng Unilever, wherein different types of chemicals are being transformed into household consumption. Okay, pero syempre, yung chemicals na yun, hindi pa naman siya yung gagamitin ng ating consumer. Those chemicals again will be distributed or will be reconstructed ulit para magamit ng ating consumer. Kasi syempre, those chemicals are hindi pa ready or hindi pa sila ready for consumption. Medyo matapang pa. So, ang gagawin dito, ipuproduce na naman siya para pagdating sa consumer, pwede na siyang gamitin. So, as you can see, ang daming level of production. May level of production dito, may level of production dito, bago pa dumating sa final consumer. So, here, from raw materials, papunta sa supplier, okay? Papunta sa manufacturing, and then distribution, okay? Logistics na yung papasok dito. Sa customer, okay? Ito yung mga establishments na nagtitinda ng ating mga ginagamit. Small markets, supermarkets, groceries, malls, papunta pa sa consumer. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 bago pa dumating sa atin. So, ayan, syempre, this will generate cost sa pag-supply. This will generate cost sa pag-manufacture. This will generate cost sa pag-distribute. And this will generate cost ulit bago pa dumating sa consumer. So, if you will notice, tumataas yung presyo niyan. Okay? Kasi bawat isa here nag-generate ng cost para sa pagpa-function ng kanilang establishments bago pa dumating sa consumer. The production function shows the relationship between quantities of various inputs used and the maximum or technically feasible output can be produced with those inputs used per unit of time expressed in a table, graph, or an equation. Meron tayong short-run analysis and long-run analysis. So short-run analysis, the use of at least one factor of production cannot be changed or these are fixed inputs. Sa long run naman, all factors must be changed. In the simplified case of plant capacity as the only fixed factor, a generic firm can make these changes in the long run. Okay, so these are all an example of short and long run analysis. Enter an industry in response to expected profits, leave an industry in response to losses, increase its plant in response to profits, decrease its plant in response to losses. All production in real time occurs in the short run. In the short run, the profit maximizing firm will increase production if marginal cost is less than marginal revenue. Okay? So, lahat ng to ay mangyayari sa short run. Okay? Increase production if marginal cost is less than marginal revenue. Added revenue per addition unit of output. Syempre, ibig sabihin, if the marginal cost is less than the marginal revenue, okay, yung pinuhunan mo, mas maliit or mas malaki yung kinita mo kesa doon sa puhunan, so what will be the concept? Or what will be the analysis? Syempre, increase in production. Okay, ibig sabihin, yung puhunan mo maliit lang, pero yung kinita mo malaki. So what you will do? What you will do? Increase in production. Okay? Now, if the marginal cost exceeds the marginal value, ano naman na pwede mangyari? Syempre, malulugi ka nun. What will happen is, decrease in production ka naman. Kasi syempre, yung pinuhunan mo, malaki pa kaysa dun sa kinita mo. Okay? Continue producing if marginal variable cost is less than the price per unit, even if it's the average total cost is greater than the price. Or shut down if average variable cost is greater than the price at each level of output. Okay? So, pagka ganito yung situation mo, hindi na advisable sa'yo para mag-continuous pa yung production. Okay? Kasi, yan, average variable cost greater than the price of each level of output. Ibig sabihin, yung variable cost na pinuhunan mo dun sa end price na ipapatong mo dun sa final output mo, mas malaki pa. O sa madaling salita, mas malaki yung pinuhunan mo kaysa dun sa pagbebenta mo. So, what you will do? Shut down. Okay? So, ano yung mga nangyayari? Bakit nagkakaganon? Okay? As an economist, okay? Or as someone na mayroong ari na negosyo, no? Dapat alam mo yung theory of production para mo malaman kung gaano kalaki ang dapat i-produce, kung ano yung mga materials na dapat i-produce, kung gaano kadami ang empleyado na kailangan para ma-produce to. So, all those things, it will contribute to the variable cost of each product. Okay? So, titinan mo siya kung magpapanama ba yung variable cost mo dun sa final output mo or sa final price ng iyong output. Pag mas malaki yung variable cost than the average price, okay, i-discontinue na muna. Baka there may be something wrong with your production. Baka masyadong malaki yung pinupuhunan mo sa pagpo-produce ng isang item. Itigil mo na lang muna, and then analyze. Mag-reanalyze ka ng mga situation. An example of this is a laundry business can be adjusted in a month or two, but for Isuzu Motors, Philippine capital adjustment could take 2 or 3 years. However, both businesses with no reference to time horizon still cannot adjust some of their inputs with time period. Okay. Here, as we can see here, so this is just a hypothetical data of production with one variable. Ito yung one variable, okay? If you will notice, iba't iba siya, no? Iba't ibang point, okay? Labor, ito kung gaano kadami or ilan yung kailangang trabahador para do sa final output na yon. Okay, the total product that each labor constitutes. Siyempre, meron din dyan yung marginal product, titingnan din natin, and the average product. Okay, so let's see. Sabi dito, take note, it is important to describe the 3 stages of production because this will help us define the quantity of labor or any other input that a profit maximizing firm will employ. Stage 1, let's see what is stage 1. Here. Stage 1 of production starts at the origin until the highest portion of AP, average product, okay? Highest portion of AP of labor. The total product increases at an increasing rate, whereas both average product of labor and marginal product of labor increase. So, here siya. Okay? So, sabi dito, starts at the origin until the highest portion of AP of labor. Starts at the origin until the highest portion of AP. Okay, so ito yung stage 1. Okay, so if you will notice, no, nag-i-increase naman siya. Okay, maganda siya, okay? Nag-i-increase siya from point A to point D, nag-increase yung ating total product for 1018. Okay? Nag-increase din yung ating labors. Okay, naging 3. Okay, marginal product din natin nag-increase din. Okay, tingnan naman natin yung point B or point stage 2. Stage 2 goes from the highest portion of AP of labor until MP of labor is 0. The TP increases and the AP of labor and the MP of labor decrease. Okay, so in this case, the highest point in AP, this one, 6, until the marginal product reaches 0. Okay, so tingnan natin, sabi dito, until MP of labor is 0. So ito siya. So ito yung stage 2. This is stage 2. If you will notice, lalo siyang umingcrease, no? Nag-increase lalo siya yung production, lalo nag-increase. From here, papunta dito. Okay? So what is stage 3? Stage 3 of production begins where MP of labor is 0 until its negative range. The TP decreases and the AP of labor is also decreasing but still positive while MP of labor is already negative. So therefore, sa chart na to, we have 3 stages here. Stage 1, Stage 2. Stage 1 is from A to D. Stage 2 is from E to H. And stage 3 is from I to J. So alin kaya dyan yung pinakamagandang stage na pwedeng ma-achieve ng isang company when it comes to producing glass? Alin kaya dito yung pinakamagandang stage? Okay? Is it stage 1? Increasing. Stage 2, increasing din. Stage 3, nagde-decline na siya. Okay? So, alin kaya dyan? Stage 2. Okay? Therefore, stage 2 or stage 2 of production is the most favorable stage because the MP or marginal product of labor and average product of labor are both positive though declining. Okay? So, if you can see, though nag-decline siya from here, no? 24, 28, 30, 30, or the average product is 6, 5.6, 5, 4.29. Okay? Though declining, maganda pa rin siya. Ito yung pinakamagandang state kasi, syempre, the production itself is in its full capacity. Okay? Meaning, hindi ganong kadami yung labor force mo, pero still, malaki pa rin yung na-achieve. Okay? And the marginal product is, nagdi-decline din siya, pero hindi naman siya ganon kabilis. Mabagal lang. Ano? Unlike here, dumami yung labor force mo. Kung kailan dumami, saka nag-decline yung total product mo. Ayan. So, magtataka ka. Dito kasi, hindi siya ganun kadami yung labor. Mas madami itong stage 3. Diba? Siyempre, isipin natin, pagdami ng labor, pagdami ng output. But in this case, hindi siya naging ganun. No? Dumami ang labor, umunti yung output. Dito, hindi siya ganun kadami, pero pataas yung output. Dito, dumami yung labor force, humina yung output. So, may mga pagkakataon na ganun sa isang company. Siyempre, madaming consideration. Pwedeng humina yung production ng isang labor force or may mga empleyado na papetiks-petiks na lang. Okay? Or pwede ring naka-apekto yung sabi ko nga kanina, yung presyo ng raw materials. Okay? Nagmahal. So, definitely, makaka-apekto din siya sa paggagawa ng output. Ano? Pag mahal ng raw materials, pag-unti ng raw materials na gagamitin natin. Pag-unti ng raw materials, pag-unti rin ng final output. So, ang dami factors. Okay? But in this case, ang pinakamagandang stage na pwedeng ma-achieve ng isang company or ng isang factory when it comes to production is stage 2. We're in the full maximization or the full capacity of the production is in its full full output. Tingnan natin ito yun this one from point E to point H. Pagdating sa stage 3, negative na siya. Okay? So it states that, so what is the law of diminishing marginal returns? It states that as one input variable is increased, there is a point at which the marginal increase in input begins to decrease, holding all other input constant. The law of diminishing marginal returns describes as a pattern in most production portion in the short run. By holding one of the inputs constant except for one, it may be capital or labor, and continually increasing the other input, a certain point will be arrived at wherein the rate of the increase or the rate in the increase of output will fall. It says that output will decrease even if there is an increase in one of the input. In this case, output nag-decrease kasi na-reach natin yung negative point ng marginal or diminishing returns. Ito yon, okay? Nag-increase ang other inputs pero still bumaba pa rin. So, ito yon, class. Increasing returns, diminishing returns, and negative returns. Okay, so if you will see here, sabi nga dito sa stage kanina, do sa previous explanation, sa stage 2, although nagdi-diminish na siya, malaki pa rin. Okay? Ito, nagsisimula na mag-diminish. Papunta sa negative return. So, ano yung mga dahilan kung bakit pwede mag-diminish? Yun nga, sabi ko, nagmamahal yung raw materials, okay? Or it can be the problem itself within the company, yung mga laborers, yung mga employees, yung mga workers, minsan bumabagal yung production, bumabagal yung trabaho, or may nasirang machinery, may nasirang isang pyesa. So, those are all factors na pwede mag-contribute kung bakit magdi-diminish. Although narating mo yung highest point or highest peak of your production, but syempre, eventually, magkakaroon ng problema, iba't ibang different problems could arise. Okay? So, doon na siya papasok na magdi-diminish na. But still, in this case, the most advisable or the most ideal stage is the stage 2, as what being stated here. Stage 2. Okay? Okay, so that's it. That's for our, I think this is just part 1 of the theory of production. Okay? So, I will be discussing to you later or next day the part 2 of the stages of production or theory of production. For the meantime, just listen to the video and analyze. Hindi naman to class kasama sa ating midterm. Okay, this is part of the second half of our subject or of our course. This is already chapter 5. So we only have 3 more chapters to go after this, and then that constitutes our overall SEM. Okay? Hindi siya kasama sa midterm natin. Okay, the midterm is distributed into 4 parts or 4 modules. Modules 1, 2, 3, 4. Yun lang yung kasama sa ating midterm. Okay, so for the meantime, focus muna sa 1, 2, 3, 4. Hindi to kasama sa inyong midterm. Okay, diniscuss ko na lang para at least advance na tayo. Okay, so that's it. Have a safe day and keep safe. Thank you.